I extended that a little bit, so the end of that yawn was a little artificial. But I did start yawning the second I opened the camera, so I rushed to hit record. It did not work. So yeah, another slow day, mostly because it's just wet and gross outside still. Even though it's not raining anymore, it's rained so much over the past week or so that like I walked to the mailbox today and the front yard was fairly soggy, and like I've said before, we kind of live on a hill, so it must be the ground is extremely saturated. So yeah, I hopped on PSO2 to do the dailies. Got like 2 in with my Braver, and then some of our guild members hopped in and wanted to run a divide quest, which I'd never done before. So I said screw it, and I ran back to the counter, swapped over to Phantom because my Braver's not high enough level to do them, and we blitzed the divide quest twice, and it was actually pretty fun. Sort of like short, objective based time challenges, like alright, here's what you're doing, you got 5 minutes, go 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 go. Interspersed with here's 100 enemies, you've got 3 minutes, and here's a boss, you've got 3 minutes, actually pretty fun. But I was still kind of half asleep when doing it all, so waking up, logging in, planning to just kind of casually do the dailies while I get back used to my Braver, only to immediately swap back over to my max level character, my max level class, and blitz some quests I've never done before with a couple of people I kind of know. No, I don't really know them. They're just in the guild. And I've run some things. I've run some other things with them before. We did some. They're the same guys I ran the challenge quest with yesterday, and an extreme quest the day before. So, but like, there's not a lot of conversation happening there. Because while it's available, it seems like PSO2 is not the kind of game to sit on a mic, and I doubt I'd be comfortable with that anyway. I'm kind of reclusive when it comes to... Honestly, it's almost public. It's almost like being in public. And I'm just like, I'm gonna not talk to anyone if I can help it. Like, I'll chime in every now and then, but like, a lot of times by the time I grab my keyboard and punch in what I want to say, the room has long since moved on from that topic, So again, kind of like real life, by the time I get the courage to speak up or get my thoughts together on a topic, we've not talked about it, and I've got to deal with the anxiety of, do I dredge the topic, or do I just let this go and never speak again? Social anxiety is a crippling nightmare, and I'm completely adjusted. So then I just went back to Breath of Fire. I didn't even finish the daily. Well, I did all but the last daily. And like, I was gonna be running the... Like, I somehow ended up with like 3 tickets for one of the really good experience bonus quests. And I only ran it once. No, I ran it twice. And then, we got those guys put in for a divide quest, and then I just didn't go back to it. I just, I don't know if it was shotgunning those two quests, and I was just like, alright, I'm kind of meh on this for the day. After doing all that and ending up playing for 45 minutes on my Phantom, I just don't feel like going back to my Braver. I don't feel like matching the randoms right now, and just that kind of thing. And then I managed to finish the first Breath of Fire today. It was fine. Finished it at around 11 o'clock, and then spent some time deciding between the SNES and Game Boy Advance versions of Breath of Fire 2, and because I had originally just decided I was going to do the Game Boy Advance version. Now, Breath of Fire 2 is on the Nintendo service thing, but I know my thing is expiring at some point this month, and if I get kind of meh on it and feel like coming back to it later, I don't plan on renewing, just because I'm not using it. I'm really not, aside from this one-off thing. And it's honestly, I use the SNES one more than I use the NES one, and if I really want to play SNES games going forward, there's not only emulation, but I have that SNES Classic sitting around, and I can use it instead. In fact, so after going back and forth on it for a good bit, I found that the Game Boy Advance, well, it was washed out, pretty much most Game Boy Advance games are, because the initial screen was really, really dark, and it was infamously dark, and so the palette had to be jacked up to compensate. And then later, when the SPs come out with the lit screens, which I think they were actually front lit. I heard someone talk about this at one point. It might have been Ashens, actually. Go on about the differences between front light and backlight, and whether or not. I think maybe the original SP was not backlit, and the SP Lite was actually backlit, or something. I don't know. I'm not studied up on that currently. It's knowledge that I had at some point filtered to me through a man who is best known for eating expired food while hunched over a sofa. But the information has since moved on. I have replaced it with probably song lyrics. Which song lyrics? I don't know. If it had to be the ones I listened to today, then it would be Pink Phantom by Gorillaz and Dim Changes by Thundercat. And possibly most of the songs from Persona 5. So, speaking of, I got to order Strikers today. That should be here next week, so excited for that. But yeah, honestly, I stayed up too late as it is. It's 2:45, probably almost 3 by now, honestly, because that's the way my life works. So I'm gonna go to sleep, because if I don't, and I sleep in too late tomorrow, I'm going to start waking up to alarms again, and I don't want to do that. So, I will catch you all tomorrow.